Sunshine Policy refers to policy of engagement, reconciliation, and cooperation. It is founded on several principles. First is rejection of any kind of military provocation from North Korea. At the same time, the policy is predicated on the not to pursue unification by absorption. At the same time, the policy aims at maximizing exchange and cooperation, peaceful coexistence with North Korea, so that we can achieve de facto unification, if not de jure unification.
You've been involved with this for a very long time, I think from its very outset. Mm-hmm. So how have things changed over the years, and where are we now?
It is very difficult to tell. Inter-Korean relations is like a roller coaster. One time we are good, the other time things get, turn bad. And if you look at the Moon Jae-in government, in the year of 2017 was the year of crisis and escalation. Then we had the sudden breakthrough. We had two summits between the leaders of North and South Korea. And South Korea was able to mediate between Pyongyang and Washington. Therefore, I would say that year 2018 was the year of hope and peace. Then 2019, President Trump had a summit meeting with his counterpart, Chairman Kim Jong Un, in Hanoi in February 2018. The meeting went bad, and then that was the beginning of stalemate between the North and the South, as well as between Pyongyang and Washington. And now I would say that the current state on the Korean peninsula is the period of stalemate and quasi-crisis.
There's a lot of concerns, particularly from Japan, I believe, about the ability to send a ballistic missile within reach of its very islands. How close are we to a crisis?
Yeah, North Korea has, developed its nuclear weapons capability with its own delivery, vehicles. North Korea now has a short-range ballistic missile, intermediate-range ballistic missile, and long-range intercontinental ballistic missiles. ICBM aims at the United States mainland. Okay. Intermediate-range missiles aim at Japan, and short-range, ballistic missile aim at South Korea. And I would say that South Korea and Japan are within the range of North Korea's ballistic missile capability. That is why we are very concerned about the overall nuclear weapons capability in North Korea.
How engaged in this situation would you say the Biden administration is?
Yeah, Biden administration has been sending several positive messages to Pyongyang, but Pyongyang has not coming back to dialogue and negotiation with the United States. President Biden, promised to President Moon Jae-in when he met our leader Moon Jae-in on May 21st, 2021. President Biden declared that he will pursue more calibrated, practical, and phased approach to North Korea. And at the same time, he endorsed the idea of inter-Korean dialogue, engagement, and cooperation. Yet, North Korea has been quite hesitant to come back to dialogue. That is a problem. But the Washington and Seoul are working together to persuade Pyongyang to return to dialogue so that we can come up with some kind of negotiated settlement of the North Korean nuclear problem.
And we are here in Brussels for your presentation this evening. What can the EU do? It has a new strategy towards Indo-Pacific. Can that play a role? Can we be an actor to help in this relationship, this difficult relationship?
EU can play a very important role in resolving the Korean Peninsula nuclear issue. EU can improve the diplomatic relations with North Korea so that you can persuade North Korea to go to dialogue and negotiation. At the same time, EU can play a very important role in mitigating the rising tension between Beijing and Washington. If there is a real new Cold War between the United States and China, it will end up with a catastrophic outcomes. Neither EU nor South Korea wants that kind of development. Instead of taking with a specific side, it is very important for EU to play the role of preventing any kinds of major confrontation between the two big powers. And finally, I have been emphasizing that we have a lot to learn from European experience. Okay, Europe was the first group of countries which introduced the concept of confidence-building measures. Helsinki final process was an extremely successful one. Okay, on the one hand, the European countries have formed the NATO and emphasizing collective defense system. But on the other hand, the Europe has been very, very successful in promoting multilateral security cooperation efforts. Countries in our part of the world want to learn from Europe on how to build security, how to build peace, how to come up with the process of confidence-building measures.